do you think of this super soldier thing?
What's your pleasure, friend? See you soon.
Everything seems to be under control in the convention center.
Third time this escalator has broken down this week.
You think they would actually work and not just sit there looking good?
Tell me now with all the damage out there.
I don't agree with you, miss.
I'm not getting hot. It just frustrates me how some of you pro-humanists act so superior. Like you have all the answers to every ethical question ever posed.
Well, who are you to think you can just turn yourself into robots, abuse drugs, and then think you can function freely in our society?
You and that asshole Taggart just try to take away my freedom and see what happens. Sorry, but I need to finish this discussion.
You're not gonna let me? And do you know how he's gonna influence legislation? How he's going to convince you this is really what you want? With fear! He's already started! Look outside, in our streets.
Bill is really changing the world for the better.
Or changing it back to what it used to be. To before these people started poisoning their bodies. Or to use his words, their divine engines.
See, I have no problem with amputees wanting to get augmentations.
Especially our soldiers. That's the least they deserve after defending our country. Like Taggart's patient, Ezekiel.
Right. And what happened to Ezekiel? He got himself a new limb that sent him into a spiral of despair because of the drugs. Essentially, what Bill Taggart is asking is, do we really want to have a world filled with addicts being forced to pay exorbitant amounts of money to a bunch of corporate neuropozyne pushers?
I just don't get why certain people have this loony idea that augmentations will make the world better.
Well, as you can see by what's going on out there, they have a lot of work to do to convince the world.
Press conference is still going on.
I hope you're just here to listen. Although Mr. Taggart is done with his speech already.
Shouldn't be here, sir.
Turn this off, man.
Detroit, Toronto,
Don't you want to know
Mumbai,
what's going
and
on out
Rio de
there?
Janeiro.
Just can't watch these
All
cowards with
by
masks throwing
fascist
rocks.
invaders.
I believe in their cause, though.
Well-known fire
I don't feel
technology.
like being a slave to a bunch of super soldiers and fighters.
Access granted. Access granted.
Seraph, Sandoval's in Detroit. Holed up in some apartment building on Grand River Road. I'm heading there now.
Alright. But Adam, you think Taggart's involved?
There's no hard evidence yet to prove it.
Too bad. But you know there could be. If you upload that data recording you got in Montreal onto his computer...
You're asking me to frame him?
We could lose everything, Adam, given the mood out there. We may have to get our hands dirty to fix it. What, you got a problem with that?
No problem at all.
Good. Seraph out.
Thousands of angry rioters took to the streets in several cities. Detroit, Toronto, Mumbai, and Rio de Janeiro all report violent clashes outside the doors of such well-known biotechnology firms as Kusanagi, Isolay, and Taggart Industries. The footage sparked from the riots appears to show the performing crude, torture-like experiments on teams of augmented super soldiers.
idea what's going on out there?
Apparently it's settling down a little. Police have cleared the streets.
I heard they were pretty aggressive.
Yeah, I heard that too. I'm happy we don't have to go out there.
Amen to that. All right, I'm gonna go back and make sure no one's sneaking around the halls.
Access granted. granted.
well-known biotechnology firms as Kusanagi, Isolate, and Seraph Industries. The footage started to rise appears to show scientists performing torture-like experiments on augmented super
Access granted.
Seraph, Sandoval's in Detroit. Hold up in some apartment building on Grand River Road. I'm heading there now.
All right. But Adam, you think Taggart's involved?
There's no hard evidence yet to prove it.
Too bad. But you know there could be. If you upload that data recording you got in Montreal onto his computer...
You're asking me to frame him?
We could lose everything, Adam, given the mood out there. We may have to get our hands dirty to fix it. What, you got a problem with that?
No problem at all.
Good. Seraph out.
Human evolution is a fantasy, but that is exactly what I am telling you. As a world...
Where's your sidekick, Taggart? 6 months ago, Seraph Industries was attacked by mercenaries whose objective was to cripple our research. But I've learned the attack was just a smokescreen. Megan Reed's team was kidnapped, and Isaiah Sandoval, your personal aide, was involved.
That is ridiculous. Ladies and gentlemen, I apologize for Mr. Jensen's intrusion, and I assure you that these accusations are without basis.
Are they?
This is Sandoval. Why are you calling me here?
There's been a change of plans. Seraph's team must not make it to the hearing.
But that's too soon. If you want me to remove the GPLs, I'll need a full operating suite. Does the facility have one?
That's your man, Taggart. Talking about removing implanted GPL devices so that the people who took Seraph scientists could cover it up.
I see what's going on here. Seraph Industries has received 2 black eyes in the last few days. The first, due to the shocking news coming out of Montreal that biotech companies are secretly participating in unethical super soldier experiments. And the second, as a result of their violent escalation of today's peaceful protest. David Seraph and his corporate bedfellows are desperate and in imminent danger of losing the regulation vote, so this man has been sent here to attack my reputation.
I'm right here, Taggart. Look at me. I admit, I wouldn't feel bad if your reputation was damaged in front of the press, since you've been doing the same to my colleagues for years, but that's not why I'm here. Seraph scientists are alive, and it's time for the truth to come out.
The truth, Mr. Jensen, is that this recording of yours proves nothing. It could have been made by anyone in the world with a grudge against Humanity Front, and you are our prime suspect.
You're right, it's not enough to get a conviction. But it's enough for a search warrant. It's all I want, Taggart. Why are you standing in the way?
I'm not. I'm trying to protect... Look, Mr. Jensen. My heart goes out to you. Perhaps it's best that you came to me rather than bringing this recording to the police. You need it to be some kind of proof because you're still suffering. You're trying to find someone else to blame for the emotional trauma you experienced when you woke up from that surgery and discovered you were no longer quite human.
The reason I'm obsessed with the past, Taggart, is that there are still 5 people missing and their attackers haven't paid for what they did. Your refusal to help me is getting in the way of justice.
Well, of course, justice is very important to me, naturally. What I question is whether or not you're on the right path to find it. What is it you're truly looking for here? Absolution? A return to the feeling of control you lost when your limbs were taken from you? Do you think coming here today and casting me as your enemy will help you achieve that?
I don't have to make you my enemy, Taggart. Your actions speak for themselves. You started the anti-augmentation movement, and now anti-augmentation terrorist groups are making headlines every day. You always say Humanity Front isn't violent. But look outside. We're seeing proof that it is.
I speak out against it, but I just can't get it to stop. I founded Humanity Front to prevent others from suffering the way I suffered after an augmentation addict murdered my wife. I did it to reduce the amount of violence in this world, but you cannot understand such an approach. That's why you falsely claim my people are involved in terrorist acts. You're mistaken and you're lying.
I know about your wife's murder, Mr. Taggart, and how it led you to start Humanity Front. I've lost someone close to me too, but I have a chance to get her back. If Sandoval is involved in Megan's abduction in any way, he dishonored your wife's memory. For her sake, and for the sake of my people, I need to know where he is.
All right, Mr. Jensen. You're right. For Marjorie's sake, I can't risk tainting the integrity of what I built in her name. I'll help you find Isaias, and I pray that you are wrong about him. Ladies and gentlemen, I apologize, but I'm going to have to beg your indulgence for a few moments more. If you will all please remain patient, I will return as soon as I can. Thank you. Mr. Jensen, I'll see you backstage.
don't listen to Bill Taggart, the corporations are going to completely take over. We need to get a UN resolution on this. Someone needs to step up to the plate.
Man, the riot police are closing in. Gonna lock the whole place down. I'd get out of here if I were you.
I'd be careful if I were you. I've heard the protesters are totally out of control. They think Seraph is breeding super soldiers or something.
I sure hope Bill Taggart is able to convince the UN about getting involved.
Uncovered by Picus. Detroit, Toronto, Mumbai, and Rio de Janeiro all report violent clashes taking place outside the doors of such well-known biotechnology firms as Kusanagi, Isole, and Seraph Industries. The footage sparking the riots appears to show scientists performing crude, torture-like...
Mr. Jensen, I appreciate you allowing me to deal with this in a more discreet manner.
Save it, Taggart. You've wasted enough of my time as it is. Now, where's Sandoval?
He has an apartment he uses when in this city, on Grand River Road. He mentioned he was feeling very run down, so I can only assume he went there.
I see.
He's not an evil man, Mr. Jensen. If he's done what you say, it's only because of his brother, Ezekiel. A man you might know better as Zeke Sanders.
Sanders? The man who attacked Sarah's manufacturing plant?
I knew nothing about it until after it was over, and then I tried. I tried to convince Isaias not to follow in his footsteps.
Good job.
Mr. Jensen, please. Isaias has done so much for so many needy people. People suffering from implant rejection. Promise me you will deal with him fairly.
That all depends on Isaias.
I understand, but please try.
Well-known biotechnology firms as Kusanagi, Isole, and Seraph Industries. The footage sparking the riots appears to show scientists performing crude, torture-like experiments on teams of augmented super soldiers. Just minutes ago, Zhao Yunru, CEO of the Taiyong Medical Corporation, commented on the images.
I want the world to know that we at Taiyong Medical have not and never will condone these experiments. This company prides itself on maintaining a safe environment and an ethical approach to research at all times. We invite critics and members of the UN to tour.
Have you seen what's happening at Seraph Plaza? A riot, just in front of the building.
Now firmly in the United Nations Court. This is Eliza Kassan reporting to you live from Picus. Thousands of angry rioters took to the streets in several cities this evening after viewing controversial satellite footage uncovered by Picus. Detroit, Toronto, Mumbai, and Rio de Janeiro all report violent clashes taking place outside the doors of such well-known biotechnology firms as Kusanagi, Isole, and Seraph Industries. The footage sparking the riots appears to show scientists performing crude, torture-like experiments on teams of augmented super soldiers. Just minutes ago, Zhao Yunru, CEO of Taiyong Medical Corporation, commented on the images.
Oh, what's that noise?
Got your back!
Come out! Come out! Need a better line! I saw it!
Thousands of angry rioters.
I've told you all I know, Mr. Jensen. Isaias has an apartment on Grand River Road.
Uncovered by Picus.
Need a better line!
Come out!
Access granted.
Seraph, Sandoval's in Detroit. Hold up in some apartment building on Grand River Road. I'm heading there now.
All right. But Adam, you think Taggart's involved?
There's no hard evidence yet to prove it.
Too bad. But you know there could be. If you upload that data recording you got in Montreal onto his computer...
You're asking me to frame him?
We could lose everything, Adam, given the mood out there. We may have to get our hands dirty to fix it. What, you got a problem with that?
No problem at all.
Good. Seraph out.
On maintaining a safe environment. We invite critics and members of the UN to tour our facilities firsthand. They will find nothing but order, progress, and moral responsibility.
Looks as if the ball is now firmly in the United Nations court. This is Eliza Kassam reporting to you live from Picus. Thousands of angry rioters.
never will condone these experiments. This company prides itself on maintaining a safe environment and an ethical approach to research at all times. We invite critics and members of the UN to tour our facilities firsthand. They will find nothing but order, progress, and moral responsibility.
Looks as if the ball is now firmly in the United Nations court. This is Eliza Kassam, reporting to you live from Picus. Thousands of angry rioters took to the streets in several cities this evening after viewing controversial satellite footage uncovered by Picus. Detroit, Toronto, Mumbai, and Rio de Janeiro all report violent clashes taking place outside the doors of such well-known biotechnology firms as Kusanagi, Isole, and Seraph Industries. The footage sparking the riots appears to show scientists performing crude, torture-like experiments on teams of augmented super soldiers. Just minutes ago, Zhao Yunru, CEO of the Taiyong Medical Corporation, commented on the images.
I want the world to know that we at Taiyong Medical have not and never will condone these experiments. This company prides itself on maintaining a safe environment and an ethical approach to research at all times.
Access granted.
And members of the UN to tour our facilities firsthand. They will find nothing but order, progress, and moral responsibility.
Looks as if the ball is now firmly in the United Nations court. This is Eliza Kassam, reporting to you live. Thousands of angry rioters took to the streets in several cities this evening after viewing controversial satellite footage uncovered by Picus. Detroit, Toronto, Mumbai, and Rio de Janeiro all report violent clashes taking place outside the doors of such
Access
well-known
granted.
biotechnology firms as Kusanagi, Isole, and Seraph Industries. The footage sparking the riots appears to show scientists.
The press conference is still going on.
You got a lot of nerve showing your hands or face here.
We invite critics and members of the UN to tour our facilities firsthand. They will find nothing but order, progress, and moral responsibility.
Looks as if the ball is now firmly in the United Nations court. This is Eliza Kassam, reporting to you live from Picus. Thousands of angry rioters took to the streets in several cities this evening after viewing controversial satellite footage uncovered by Picus.